message him. So today we are going to be joined by my pranayama teacher, Laurent, which is really wonderful. He is such a character. So I did my first, believe it or not, my first pranayama course before Christmas. I was going to say in the winter term. I always think back to school. And it was my first like proper course focused just on breathing, and it completely blew my mind. I of course had done studying and done work around breathing through my yoga trainings, particularly from the trauma sensitive training that I did 5-6 years ago now, but to really start to look at it in a more in-depth way just made me realize that we have this most incredibly simple tool within us that keeps us alive every day, and is so incredibly important for us. I'm actually going to be doing my teacher training with Laurent starting in April, in March, the end of March, which is incredibly exciting. So I will be incorporating a lot more pranayama into my teaching. I already do, but I wouldn't feel completely comfortable going through all the in-depth nature of the breaths, even though they seem so simple. So I'm just going to try and reach out to him again. Laurent, send request. Just waiting for him. Gonna message him. Aha! It's like that. Et voila!
Et voila, it's so easy.
I know.
How are you, Emma?
I'm good, Laurent. Thank you.
Good.
I know when I first did an Instagram live, only really not that long ago now, someone said Instagram live. I thought, oh God, like how do we do this? And then when it happens and you press like yes and join, and then you're here, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful.
It's my second one in 1 week.
Oh.
I know, and I never done them before, so it's like, why not? Those people invited me. I've done one with another studio and to speak about the courses, and then with you today. I think I'm going to get used to that.
But it's so great because people can just drop in and out, and it's free, and it's right there, So it's
and then they could watch later, of course, as well.
Exactly. I mean, goodness, look at me. I'm trying.
Oh, I can see some people I know. I could see the vision opticians. Hello, you see, I'm wearing your glasses. And Isabel, hello, Isabel as well. Hi. So, how far are you with your immune system shows? Did you enjoy them?
Yeah, so I did one on Monday. I did a little bit of yoga for immunity, and that was kind of looking at the lymphatic system and moving, getting us upside down and twisting and muscle contraction. And I just spoke very briefly, sort of introducing how I met you, that I did a course with you before Christmas that I so enjoyed and really started to just literally blow my mind. Having been a yogi for 12 years and a teacher, for 6, I'm really at the start of my journey, even though I've done a variety of trainings. I had never done an in-depth study of pranayama. We touched on it in my trauma sensitive training because of course it's amazing for PTSD, but I'm just loving the journey that I've started with you. I'm going to continue with my training, but I will pass over to you because it's so valuable to have you with us today.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, so I'm going to take the lead of Emma and to speak a little bit about the immune system. And obviously, with what we are experiencing at the moment, the immune system is one of the things that we have been kind of forced to look a little bit more into, and using all kind of therapy and methods, but also because what we're experiencing with the pandemic, the COVID, it's one of the attack directly the respiratory system. And with my clients, which I work with, one of my role is to support them to reconnect first with the lungs, but also reconnect with the immune system as well, so they could boost it a little bit more and fight and help the healing. Now, I must say that the technique we're going to do that I offer therapeutically are not a cure of any of diseases or illnesses that you might experience. They are helping, supporting, carrying, expanding, enhancing the healing process. Okay, yoga teachers are not medicine doctors or healers. They are supported. They're facilitators. So the immune systems, if I'm sure Emma already explained what it's all about. It's a cleanser. It's a fighter. It's an attacker, and also it produces. So it's a cleanser because it gets rid of. So let's explain what an immune system, lymphatic system is. It's the parallel version of your circulatory system, and it's designed the same way. It's got veins and it's got duct or canal where there's a fluid called the lymphatic fluid, which is full of all kind of components, which is cleansing the whole body and all the stuff that is dead in your body, your old T cells, the old viruses, the pathogens. It's been moved out through the lymphatic system and lymphatic fluid. And it's a fighter because you got T cells, specific T cells, which are attacked invaders, attack aliens in your body. So and also it produce, that system has its own little factories in the body which is producing those T cells. And so you have organs specifically for that, like the spleen or the what else, the bone marrow in your spine, the lymphatic nodes, all that are they're like little machines creating the T cells to do all the different roles. They're all kind of different roles into the body. And it's quite an amazing thing when you start jumping in. It's a bit like a science fiction movie, you know. The body is such a beautiful and incredible machine. But so what is the role of the breath here? So there's two major roles with the breathing into the lymphatic system. One, the breath will bring, obviously, oxygen to the cells of your body, and that will boost your immune system. Okay? So if you're breathing well, your immune system will be boosted. It will be enhanced. It will be stronger. Okay? But importantly, the breathing is also helping the flow of your lymphatic fluid in your body, from the head to the toes. So when you're breathing well, basically the breath is doing it has the role of big massage therapist, and massage all the vessel and the duct in your body. You massage all the organs, and the yoga, I'm sure Emma, you already spoke about that, but the yoga helps to pump as well and to push into different sections of the body with the lymph nodes. And the lymphatic fluid is just moving much better from one end to the other. Okay? So that's what a breath is. So which kind of breathing technique can you use to do that? There's many. The major one is deep breathing. It's very simple. If you breathe properly and effectively, if you gain a good deep breathing practice, you will already push this lymphatic fluid around the body. So diaphragmatic breathing, it's very important. Good diaphragmatic breathing. We're going to do that in a moment. Then we have the most forceful breath, like Kapalabhati breathing or Bastrika. All this, it's a great way to push all those fluid around the body. Okay? What else? We're going to do another breath today, which is going to be Loma Pranayama, which is to hold your breath on top of the inhalation. It's been discovered during a research a few years ago in Scandinavia then when you hold your breath at the end of an inhalation, you're creating T cells, much more T cells, especially one kind of T cells, which are pathogens, and they're divers. So, and then of course, there's the very trendy nitric oxide gas that is placed in your nose and which is enhanced by the breathing, nostril breathing practices and by humming bee breathing as well. So most of all the breath are a good boost your immune system. Okay, so but today, well, for the purpose of that mini workshop we're doing together, I would like us to do two techniques. We're going to do a diaphragmatic breathing, simple. Okay, we're going to try to find that deep breath, and then we are going to do a inhalation, Loma Pranayama, holding the breath, exhalation. We're going to boost your T cell counts in your body. Okay, should we do that? Now, if you're at home,
is there anyone who is in retention? Is that safe for pregnant ladies? And is it?
No, well, not okay. We're not going to do big retentions. However, yes, it's a good. I should have said that. Thank you, Emma. But the retention is no good for people which have, for example, high blood pressure or have a very serious cardiovascular problem. And so you have to be careful if you are one of those. However, you could still doing the retentions, even if you're pregnant. Instead, I'm going to be counting for you equally. So we're going, for example, if we're doing inhaling for 4, instead to exhale, hold for 4, you're only going to hold for 2. Just a little retention. Mm. The retention exists already between your breath, so it's already there. Yeah. But what we don't want to do is to impose too hard onto the system. Okay, so yeah, cardiovascular, high blood pressure, you know, being pregnant, yeah, all the people who feel that putting pressure on the body is not a good thing to do. Okay, so what would I need to do? So what are we calling the diaphragmatic breathing? The diaphragmatic breathing is basically breathing in the lower region of your rib cage. And when I teach pranayama, I also bring the idea of breathing in the lower part of our lungs, because the lungs are full of blood. The bottom part of your lungs are the larger part of your lungs, meaning you get with a lot of blood. So if you breathe properly in that place, all that blood that is stored at the bottom will be oxygenating your body much better. Okay, so that practice could be done lying down in semi-supine, or could be done sitting. Okay, so it's very simple. It's not very difficult. Before we get to the lower, I would like you to experience the top. So if you place the palm of the hands on your laps, and if you are practicing with us, just close your eyes for a moment. Make sure you sit in comfortably, and then feel the sensation of breathing through your nose. And then what I would like you to do is to place your fingertips at the top part of your chest and to experience the breath in the upper region of your chest. And this is a breath what we call clavicle breathing. And for some of us, this is quite an experience that we know. It's when we also call it shallow breathing. And some people suffering from stress and anxiety will be having most of their breath in that region. We're not going to stay very long because the time goes, and I want you to experience the breath we're doing later. Now brace your hands on your chest, in the middle part of your chest. It could be on the side of the ribs, or it could be at the front. And then just experience the sensation of breathing in the middle section of your rib cage, or in the middle section of your lungs. Try not to force it. Try to bring something which feels quite natural. It's very easy to overdoing it. Okay? I want to go further down. Now see if you could place the palm of the hands halfway your lower ribs and part on the upper abdomen, on the soft part of your upper abdomen. So you are experiencing the action of your diaphragm. So the action of the diaphragm is multiple. One of them is to push the belly downward, where it's contracting, and the belly expands. But also the diaphragm goes wide, a little bit like an umbrella, that you're opening an umbrella. So what you feel between below your hands is the feeling of the belly moving forwards and backwards, rising and falling. But also you sense the ribs openings sideways, opens, and then contracting at the exhalation, relaxing inwards. So you feel all this, and this is the place you want to be. So can we try to bring our mind here and to experience the sensation of breathing low down in our lower ribs? But if you're a more experienced breathwork practitioner or pranayama practitioner, can you also sense the feeling of breathing in the lower part of your lungs? Try not to take the breath. If you can't reach to that space, this is perhaps that you might need to bring the hands a little higher, but that comes with practice. So what the diaphragm is also doing is massaging the ducts and the channel and the vessels of the lymphatic system. When it goes up and down, it's pushing the lymphatic fluid in all the different directions downwards when you're inhaling, and upwards when you're exhaling. You could take a little bit more inhalation to make the breath a little bit more intense if you like. So you're adding maybe an extra 10 or 15% intensity to feel the ribs maybe moving a little bit. So you're starting conditioning a little bit and developing your diaphragm, making work a little bit. But when you exhale, trying to relax with a nice long exhalation. So do a couple more like that. You inhale, your ribs expand a little bit more than usual. So you feel your diaphragm contracting a little bit more and pushing your lower body a little bit more expansion. And then exhaling, you release the lower ribs. You feel the breath coming out, nice and calm, nice and low. Okay, just release your palms on the hand. So, ideally we stay there for 5-10 minutes with this. And also there's all kind of different ways to do diaphragmatic breathing. You could do it with sounds. You could do it pursed lips. You could do it with tightening around. So you make your diaphragm working a little harder. This is all part of a longer version, a longer session or a course or a training. But just the fact of bringing awareness within the region of your lower ribs and trying to sense the activity of your ribs and the activity of your upper abdomen, that already bring and teach your brain to be in what I call the default breathing. Default breathing, diaphragmatic, supposed to be the breath that we should all be with all the time to have a good body, a good function, a good body functioning well, basically. Okay? So diaphragmatic is one. The other one is the classical breath with the ratios. And what I'm going to do, we're not going to go very far, and we're going to go very high. We're going to equalize our inhalation, our pause, and our exhalation. As I said earlier, the retention in the body, according to a research in Scandinavia, create more T cells, so boost your immune system. Right? It's giving you a sense of, okay, energy. So let's do it together. We're going to start first by doing a few equal breathing. You close your eyes, relaxing your body, and you pay attention to your natural breathing. And perhaps you are now with your diaphragmatic breathing. And you're going to take a deep inhalation So you're going to fill your lungs completely, all the way down to the bottom region of the lungs, if you can, and exhaling out, nice, long, soft, calm exhalation. Then you do that again, one more time, inhaling, and gently exhaling. Now we're going to just follow the can, inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, and then pause, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we do that again, 1, 2, 3, 4, pause, 1, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pause, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pause, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see if we could go to 6. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pause, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do 2 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Last one. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pause. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Have a little rest. Keep your eyes closed. Allow your body to settle after the practice, and allow yourself to observe how it feels after this. Okay. Now, can I say, if you decide to do that practice, always start. I haven't done it yet because we haven't got the time, but we always start by equal inhale or equal exhale, equal inhale for a little while, so you get a rhythm, and then you could place your poses at the end of your inhalation. So it's 2 little exercise in one. You prepare yourself with a rhythm a little bit, and then you start placing your poses after the inhalation. Okay, and that's a good booster for your immune system. It stimulates your energies as well, and your sympathetic nervous system. It gets you going as well a little bit. Okay, so I repeat: good deep breathing, diaphragmatic breathing, and a little retention at the end of your inhalation. And that should do the trick. There's other things, but that's part of another exercise. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Laurent. And in terms of practicing it, would you recommend doing that each morning, or just when you feel the need? I mean, obviously, we want to be deeply breathing, as you say.
It's not
training.
Sorry. Yeah, it's not a quick fix. You know, pranayama, it's like meditation, and every other tool from yoga is not a quick fix. It's a regular practice which will show you the results in time. So if you do retention at the end of the inhalation, I should totally avoid to do that in the evening, because it's going to give you a little, it's like drinking a little espresso. I actually use that breath when I fall asleep in my meditation. It wakes me up as well. So you do it in the morning before breakfast, or a couple of hours after you have some food. And then should be good for so it's a regular practice. You know, and some days it doesn't work. You leave it. You just stick to just the equal breathing, inhale and exhale. But diaphragmatic breathing, I always say, if I had to take a breath on a desert island, I would take diaphragmatic breathing with me all the time. And that's something you need to do regularly, all the time.
Your desert island breath, I like that.
Desert island breath, not the record label, but you know what I mean.
Thank you, Laurent, for that. Wonderful to have that little window in the middle of my day, and for those that joined, and I'll pop it on my Instagram page and on my stories so that people can drop in and hopefully check it out later. But thank you.
Wonderful.
And have
thank you.
Day. Bye.
See you soon. Bye bye.